Hey everybody, welcome back. Devin, OG, Original Grognard, setting down, and we are stepping into turn 4 of Eastern Front Tank Leader, scenario something, the Berlin-Seelowe Highway. What do I have? This is what I get for recording it very late on a Friday evening. Two things before we start in the gameplay. I had pretty much came across 2 rules questions. Yeah, I know. I come across lots of rules questions. And the last time I played through, the first one was using your own command card to interrupt one of your own commands. So I'll say, for example, the Soviets put down that card. Can they interrupt it with something? Yes, you can interrupt. You can actually interrupt your own cards with, say, something higher. I'm sure there are tactical reasons why you'd want to do that, like, say, you're stuck with the D, you got to throw out the D commands first, but you really want to get one of the C command cards in. So, you can do that. That's no problem. You can actually do that. And like I said, I'm sure there are tactical reasons why you'd want to. The second one was I kind of hesitated a little bit when I rolled a 12 for the morale on one of the Tigers. Yeah, that's a bad thing. You roll a 12 on a morale, and that breaks the unit, and they are eliminated. And since I don't think it's going to affect anything else, and I think the unit cohesion roll was low enough, I don't think it's gonna mess it up much. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and remove the one Tiger unit that should have been removed last turn. So yeah, things are not looking good for the Germans right now. So let's go ahead and what do we have for the first part of the turn? Let's take a look at the rulebook. Let's look at the actual sequence of play. Reinforcement phase. Yes, we do receive reinforcements this turn. And when reinforcements enter, indicate which turn and which formation enters. That's not variable. And yeah, they just enter like a normal formation card. So let's go ahead, because we got a bunch of Panthers coming in. 1945 seasoned Panthers, 5 units of them. They're B formation, not an A formation like the other two German formation cards are. Oh, excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and stick that in with our German command deck. And I guess we're into operations phase and get to do what we're going to do normally. So, of course, we start off with lowest command cards, which is 2nd Battalion, or 1st or 2nd, well, 7th guards anyway, so it's these guys right here. Let's see, B17, B27, A17. Let's go with... Well, let's do B17 first. Let's go ahead and throw down B17. Do I want to interrupt as myself, as the Soviet player, or as the German player? No, I really don't want to interrupt. All right, so B17, I'm going to go ahead. And we've got to remember that those Panthers are coming on right here, and we want to try to get up on this ridge line. So let's go ahead. And we want to try to have them all within that one central hex for their formation command. So we'll go 1, 2, and 3. And we'll leave them right like that. I think that's a good place to move them. Go ahead and put that as ops complete. Next command card is going to be a D command, so it's going to be 7th guards again. Let's go with B27. Play them. Do I want to interrupt with anything? No, I really don't want to interrupt with anything. So B27, we're going to move uphill. Remember, half rounded down of your movement. So it's going to be 4 movement points. Or no, 3 movement points just to move right there. Still, real killer. That's everything. Ops complete. Go on to the next. Again, we're looking at D command because that's the lowest to start off with. We'll go with A17. And yeah, they'll go, not going to interrupt, yada, yada, yada. They're just going to move right here. Now, one thing about the timing that I should probably point out, and why in multiplayer or even just in general play, why it's a good idea to flip these guys over to their ops complete side, because as it stands now, the next command card I have is the final company of 7th Guards, which is A27. I play them, but I'm not going to be moving them. I want them to just sit right where they're at. So the card would be considered ops complete, but they haven't done anything yet. So, I mean, yeah, technically I could flip all these over to their ops complete side. And, I'll just go ahead and do it this turn to show for propriety's sake and for completeness. So these guys, once they're flipped over their ops complete, that means they can't do anything. Now, these guys are not ops complete. Even though their card has been played, they are still not ops complete. Therefore, in the future, I could play this command card to activate them because they are still not ops complete yet, and I can use this card to activate a subformation, or I can use them for opportunity fire or whatnot, what have you, just as long as they don't do anything to mark them as ops complete. I can still use them in the future, even though I've already burned their command card. Just a point of reference, it is just procedurally the correct thing to do. We'll just go ahead and point it out for us right now. So what do we want to do now? Oh yeah, continue with our command cards. Apologize again. Probably those sleeping meds I took earlier, probably not the smartest thing either. So we may start getting a little loopy later on. Next command cards, or C3I we have is C's, so it's going to be 28th Guards. Now, here we've got some stuff to figure out. All right, C28. So we're going to go ahead and play C28, which is these guys right here. Now, I think the Germans are actually going to interrupt that because they don't like their tigers out there getting shot to hell. So we're going to go ahead and play an interrupt. One of the optional rules is to say that you play interrupts blind, face down, so your opponent can't see what you're doing. Kind of pointless at this stage of the game because I'm playing solitaire against myself. I know what I'm doing. Got to try to kind of keep the meta down to a minimum. But we're going to go ahead and interrupt with A91, which are the Tiger tanks. And so the Soviets can't interrupt that because Soviets can't interrupt an AC3I. So this is going to go off regardless. So we're going to move these guys because we need to get them into cover. Problem is, all these guys are going to be able to op fire. So let's go ahead, one unit at a time. Let's move the first unit. So let's take D28, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 hexes away. First spotting. Oh, the other thing I kind of came across as well. I had fired markers on some of these. It didn't exactly say in the rules when you remove those fired markers. Did find some errata where they were removed during the end of game phase when you're checking morale and all that good stuff. So there is that. Spotting modifiers. 6 hexes away, and it is in the open because they are definitely in clear. So it's divided by 3. So there is 2. Base number is 2. Let's take a look at the spotting modifiers. Spotter is green. No, they're not green. Target is veteran. Target is veteran. Target was spotted previously by a unit of C3 of A, B, or C. Now, see, that's the thing. It says right there, if the target was spotted previously by a unit of C3 of A, B, or C. Is it previous in this turn? Is it previously period? I don't know what to say to that, but I'm not going to worry about it. So we got a -1 because The target is veteran, so it is -1 to the dice roll, so I need a 1, 2, or 3 to spot 5. That spots him. So we're going to be taking 13, attack value 13, versus a defense of 9. That's going to be 4. Let's take a look at the modifiers. Target on the road, no. Each additional vehicle, no. Target belongs to shaken formation, no. Target is green, no. Fire is veteran, no. Infantry forming close assault, no. Alright, fire is green, no. Target is veteran, yes. So that brings it down to a 3. Target is suppressed, no. Target moved this turn, yes. So that brings it down to a 1, or a negative, or yeah, just a 1. Hard cover, no. Anti-infantry fire against soft target, no. Target attacked by fire zone, no. Range within 5 hexes, no. 2 hexes, no. Adjacent, no. Same hex, no. So we're at a +1 right now. And let's go ahead and roll our dice. And what do we got? 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's going to be a morale check or a hit. Yep, so 12 is a hit +1. And let's see, their morale is a 10, but you got to remember, for every loss that they've suffered, they had +1 to the dice roll. So we got +2 to the dice roll, plus a third one to the dice roll because of the firing status of the hit +1. So it's basically 2d6 plus 3. So basically, I need a 7 or less on 2d6 for morale. What do we got? Oh, 5. Okay, so that made it. And that unit fired. Now, I'm just going to place a fired marker on there. I'm not going to place an ops complete marker because obviously I have fired. That means I have done ops complete. So, D28 has done ops complete, or at least one of the platoons in D28 has done, or D28 has done ops complete. So, go ahead and continue moving. This will be 2. The other tank will go ahead, or the other platoon will go ahead and shoot. So this time we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes away. Still, it's going to be a spotting. They're in the open. Divided by 2 or divided by 3 makes the spotting roll a 2. Target is a veteran. It's 3. But here I am going to say we are going to take into effect target was previously spotted by a unit of C3 of A, B, or C. And we know that these guys are C. So that will negate the veteran status. So I need a 2 or better to spot them. 1, and so they don't even spot them. That could be bad. And because they failed to spot, that actually puts them under a fired marker. I think that's a little bit silly and ridiculous, but that's what the rules are. So that's 2 movement points, 3 movement points. And we'll have C28, one of the platoons from C28 fire. We're 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're looking at a base of 2. +1 because it's veteran formation. -1 for being previously spotted. So I need a 1 or a 2. Or a 2 or better. 3, that spots them. Okay, so 13 to 9. Pretty much going to be the same modifiers as before. So it's going to take it down to a 1. However, we are now within 5 hexes of fire, so that adds a +1 to it. So we're at +2 plus the dice, or 2 plus the dice roll, 12, 14, 16. And a 16 is a hit +2. We know their morale is a 10. +2 for the hit result, +2 for 2 units lost in the formation, so it's a grand total +4. So basically I need a 6 or less. 5, 6, alright, well they managed to not get suppressed. I don't like when that happens. So that marks one of those formations as fired. Now, moving into City Hex. I gotta check how much that's gonna cost. Wood buildings. Vehicles, 1 point. Alright, so 1 point, so 4. That's going to be his 4th movement point to get in there. The other unit from C28 is going to go ahead and fire. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're looking at base 2, +1, -1 for the modifiers from beforehand. But let's see, now they are in. Are they in hardcovers? Wood buildings considered hardcover? I don't think wood buildings are considered hard cover. Let me check real quick. Actually, I think no. One thing I wish they had listed on the chart was what is actually considered hard cover. It's listed in the rule book somewhere. General fire results. Hardcover includes forest and stone buildings, so they're not in hardcover. Let's see if we've got any other spotting modifiers. No other spotting modifiers. So 1 will be a not spot. 2 or better will be a spot. 5, that spots them. So now we're looking at, okay, now we're going to have more modifiers to look at. So it's 13 to 9, so it's going to be +4. All the other modifiers from the previous shot that we knew that we were within 5 hexes brought it to a 2. Let's see if there are any other modifiers. Road, vehicle, additional vehicle, shaken, green, veteran. Target is in hard. Target is not in hardcover. All right, so it's a +2. Even after all those other modifications being in the building, in the woods, or in the building. Oh, you know what? He may not have spotted him because he's no longer in. Oh, but is he moving? Moving adds. It makes it easier to spot. No, spotting procedures. Yeah, he's not in open anymore. Or he's not in clear terrain. But he's also not in hard cover. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 hexes. So that's what the spotting rule is. He's not in clear cover because he's now made it to the woods. So it's not divided by 3, and he's not hard cover because only woods and stone buildings are hard covers. It's just wood buildings. So he needs a 1 through range of 4, so he needs a 4 better. Missed. All right, so he didn't spot him. So the Tigers actually did a good job of getting there, getting into cover, and that will mark him as ops complete, just for completion's sake, just to show it. All right, so we're still in A91. Their turn. However, I don't think. All right, yeah, B28 is going to get a chance to see him. Let's see, right along the spine, right up until here. So I'm going to get probably 2 chances to spot him. As soon as I move there, I'll be out of spotting range. So we'll go with the first movement point. Try to spot. We're at range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 7 divided by 3 is going to be 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's going to be 3 plus 1 for the target being veteran. This unit has not been spotted before, so there's not the -1, so it's going to be the +1, so it's going to be 4 better to spot. 2, nope, which is going to mark him as fired, but let's hang off there. So second movement point to there. The other platoon will attempt to spot. It's going to be this. No, it's going to be 1 better this time because now they're within 6 hexes divided by 3. We'll make it a 2. No. I needed a 3 because since that unit hadn't been spotted before, it doesn't get the benefit of the -1. So that's 2, 3, 4. And that unit will make it there with no problem. However, that platoon, or that company, did attempt to spot, failed to spot, and that considers them fired, which also considers them ops complete. I'm fairly certain. So anyway, so that's the Tigers. That's A91. They're ops complete. Set that card to the side. And we go on to C28, which is what which is what the next command card in order is. However, C28 we've already activated them with op fire. They're already ops complete, so this card is done. Goes to ops complete pile. Now, here comes the fun stuff. Because basically everything but A28 in the 28th guards has already done something. So D28, we'll play D28. Are the Germans going to interrupt? They could, but they're not going to. Are the Soviets going to interrupt themselves? No, doesn't really do anything for them. So D28, that card will go ahead and get discarded to ops complete because they've already completed their opses. They've attempted to fire. They are marked with fire markers. So next command card, let's go with B28. Again, same thing. They can't do anything. Germans aren't interrupting. Soviets aren't going to interrupt themselves. Units are already ops complete. Card gets discarded to ops complete deck. So next, all we got is A28. A28 hasn't done anything. I've got them kind of in reserve. Do I want to do anything with them? Do I want to interrupt them? No. Germans don't want to interrupt them. Russians don't want to interrupt themselves. I don't think they're going to do anything. I mean, they're kind of the reserve. So let's just go ahead and keep them in reserve. Besides which, if I move up, I'll probably get shot at by the King Tigers. So go ahead and put that to the ops complete. Next, B command cards. So now we've got a German and a Soviet B command card. Soviets always have to go first when it comes to equal command C3I ratings. So 28th Guards Heavy Tank Regiment. Okay, now I've already discarded the card for A28. If I wanted to, I could do something with them, but I don't want to. The other three formations, they're already ops complete. I've got no suppressed formations, so there's no use using this card to try to rally the formation. So this card gets discarded to ops complete. So now we have to do A3, A Company 3rd Tank Battalion, which are reinforcements, because they are a B formation. Do I want to try to interrupt with myself, with the King Tigers, or do the Soviets want to interrupt? No, we're good. All right, so reinforcements come on. They come on just like as normal. So we've got the first Panther coming on right there. So half a movement point, but A27 is up here, and they do have line of sight. This is a Woods Hex, and the would be going right over it, but it creates a blind hex. I'm not going to get into the whole pancaking thing because fortunately the LOS is not that difficult, or not as difficult as Squad Leader or Advanced O'Brooke System, but there is LOS and blocking hexes. Let me see. Blind home, blinds, hills, that is elevation 1, 2, and 3 create blind zones. When a unit on top of hill is looking over a lower hill, okay. Directly behind, equal in height, yada, yada, yada. So it's only looking over a lower hill. Okay, so I guess woods don't create blind spots. Okay, well, we're not going to worry about it then. And also, because of the way the contouring is, you got to remember yellow and green are considered level 1. So even though the map is showing that this is, that there is a hill right here, due to the contours, these are all actually considered level 1, and then level 2 and level 3. So this green, you just ignore it, just pretend it's yellow. So they got a straight line of sight, straight down the pipe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes. So that's going to be a 3, base 3. Or no, it's going to be 7. They're in the clear. It's going to make it a 3. They haven't been spotted before. Spotter isn't green. Target isn't veteran. They aren't veteran. They're just seasoned. That's what the S means. So no modifiers. So it's a 3 to spot. And nope, that does not spot. So he gets marked as fired. But, just for completionist sake. Do I even have any more fired markers? All right. So one of the units in there is fired. So it's 1/2, 1, We're continuing moving the path. There's moves here. The other one's going to try to spot it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, we're looking at a 3 to spot him. 4. Okay, so he spots him. So he's going to shoot at him. 9 attack versus an 8 defense. That's going to be a +1 modifier. Let's take a look at the other cumulative dice roll modifiers. Target's on the road, so it's +1, so that's a 2. No, 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 no. Yes. Target move this turn, so that brings it down to a 0. Target hardcover, and not within 5 hexes, so we're looking at straight flat, just straight up dice roll. 6, 7, that's not going to be anything. So second unit is fired. So what's 1/2, 1, or 2, movement point wise. The third platoon is now going to go ahead and try to spot him. This is going to be a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in the clear, divide by 3, it's going to be a 3. It's on a road is a 2. Or no, that's firing. 3, 2 because it's been previously spotted. 4, that's going to be able to see him. It's going to be the same modifiers as the last unit that fired at him. Nothing's changed. No range has changed. So straight up dice roll. 6, 7, 8 is not going to be anything on the damage chart. And let's go ahead and get these guys into the brush here. And just because we're going to go ahead and move them there. Now, since these guys did all fire, technically they should be flipped over as ops complete, but we know they're ops complete because there's a fired marker on them. Basically, I can bring on the rest of the guys with no problem now. So let's go ahead and bring another one there. And then we'll have 2 end up there. And company formation, they need to be all within 1 hex of a central. Because German companies work like Soviet battalions. Or companies work like the battalions. Yeah, let's just go ahead and put him right there. Brush isn't very good cover, but we need to start killing some Soviets next turn. Okay, that command card, ops complete. Now we've got basically 2 command cards left, both of them A rating. Soviets go first. 7th guards. Everybody's ops complete. They've either fired or actually moved. I have no subunits that I can activate. None of them are suppressed, so nothing there to try to rally. That goes to ops complete. Now we've got B-91, which is the Königstigers, the King Tigers, 91st SS Tank Battalion. They're going to shoot. Really? I'm shocked. First one's going to shoot. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to shoot it here. Get the more visual range. 5. So spotting is going to be a 2. Well, they're fired, so they're automatically considered in the clear, even though they're sitting in rubble. Target, if there's a fired marker on the target, is automatically in clear. So my spotting would normally be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if they hadn't fired, but since they're fired, they're in the clear. Brings it down to a 2. Modifiers. Each vehicle in the target hex of the target is in the clear. Yeah, I mean, it does say if there is a fired marker on the target, it is automatically in clear, and the spotting for each vehicle in the target hex if the target is in the clear. The 2 wordings match up. So even though they're in the building hex, or ruins, what is that? Yeah, that's actually wood building. Since they're fired, they're considered in the clear, and there's an additional vehicle. I should probably show this to you so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, if the target isn't covered, no vehicle. Yeah. For each vehicle in the target hex, if the target is in the clear, that's what I'm talking about right there. So they are considered in the clear. So it's another +1. So it's target has a fired marker on it, which is another +1, which brings it down to 0. Spotter is green. No. Target is veteran. No. Hasn't been spotted previously. So I can't not spot them. I need a better than a 0. Yeah, there we go. So they spot the first one's going to be able to shoot. Attack value is 15. Defense is 11. So that's going to be a +4 modifier. Now let's take a look at the modifiers. Is it on the road? Nope. Each additional vehicle in the target hex, there is one additional vehicle, so it's 5. They're not shaken. Target is not green. A fire is veteran. You can see from their command card. So now we're up to 5. Favorable to the target. Fire is green. Nope. Target is veteran. Nope. Suppressed. Nope. Move this turn. Nope. Target is in hard cover. That is a building hex. So that is considered in hard cover. So it's a -2. So we're down to normal +2 modifier. Anti-infantry target attacked by fire zone. Nope, nope, nope. 5 hexes from the fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 5 hexes from the fire. So it's a +1 to that. So we've got a modifier of 3 already to the dice roll. 3, 6, 12, 15. 15 is a hit +2. All right, so now that's 28th guards, and their morale is a 9. So, and they haven't lost any units in their formation yet, so there's nothing. So 9, 8, 7 is the number we're looking for. 7 or better. Ooh, 10. Nope. That would. Now, here's where I forget. Let's see. Is that suppressed or shaken? I think that's just suppressed. I think, yeah, that's suppressed. So we'll just go ahead and throw the suppressed marker on one of the platoons. So that's one of the units that's fired so far. Second unit is going to fire at the same unit, just because that's the easiest way to kill a unit is just stack suppressions on them. So again, I need better. I need a 1 or better. Well, there we go, just barely. Again, same modifiers apply. It's going to be +2 on the dice roll. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a hit. All right, so that means they're going to make a normal morale test at, what did we say their morale was? 8, 9, 9, 8, 9. All right, so the morale is 9, so it's a straight up normal morale test. 2 dice. 8, okay, they're fine. And the third tank is going to do the same thing, fire at the same unit as before. Yeah, we know we're going to spot them. Yeah, I need a better 1 or better, fine. Dice roll modifier +2. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which is a hit +2. So their morale is 8, so I need a 6 or less. 4, hey, they actually made it. What do you know? All right, so that's them. That's ops complete. Now we go into the morale phase, and really the morale phase is going to be real quick. Really, no formations have lost any units, so no formations have to make their shaken tests. Although we do have one guy right here who's suppressed, so he needs to roll to see if he can get out of suppression. 7, yep, he makes it. So he comes from. He is no longer suppressed. And then it's remove fire markers and flip ops complete markers back to their face-up side. And again, this is the reason why I'm not flipping all the units over to ops complete. There's a lot of units on here, and I don't want to take the time at the end of every turn to flip them all over. We also have doctrine in there. We need to, I already know everybody's within acceptable parameters for their tactical doctrine, but just as a reminder, go over it anyways. Soviet companies, all units need to be in the same hex, or they're considered separated. All companies have their units in the same hex. Battalion doctrine, higher command formations, they need to be within 1 hex of a central hex. Again, we'll go ahead and declare this hex. They're all within 1 hex. These guys, they're all within 1 hex. German tactical doctrine, all companies need to be at least one hex intervening, kind of like the Soviet battalions. So this company down here, we'll nominate that as the central hex. Everybody is within 1 hex of it. And these units over here, yeah, the company, they're fine because they're their own individual units or own individual companies, and companies don't have to be worried about being stacked in the same hex like the Soviet battalions do, or the Soviet companies do. And so that's going to be it. And we're on to turn 5. We've only got, 3 turns left. Oh, this is an 8-turner. Maybe I should be cheesy and try to run these guys off real quick. Or I could sit and... we'll see. We'll see what our fire does next turn. Actually, I don't think even with 3 turns... Yeah, even with 3 turns, they're not going to have... Well, they might. I'm going to have to debate if I want to be gamey about it and just try to rush these guys off, or just stay here and shoot. I'll run the numbers next time. That's all I got. That's it. Turn 4 is over. Stepping into turn 5 next. Question, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section. I'll see everybody next time. See ya!